I want to emphasize the significant impact your diet has on your hormones and gut bacteria. Your diet profoundly affects hormones and gut bacteria. Every meal impacts your body, so choose wisely. Fasting is key for health, particularly for managing insulin levels. Without food, insulin decreases, crucial for bodily balance. At CVI, we recommend eating once or twice daily within a 6-hour window. This routine, part of intermittent fasting, aligns with your body's natural rhythms, enhancing overall health. Remember, diet quality matters as much as timing. If you enjoyed this, please like and check out our other videos for more insights. And then no eating the rest of the 18 hours. If you're constantly eating, you're making too much insulin. So you want to fast so that your insulin levels come down. So then after fasting for 18 or 24 hours, when you then do eat, you're sensitive to insulin. So your pancreas will only make this much insulin with the next meal versus a whole gallon before. So eating in a fasting state produces small insulin than eating in a fed state, where you produce a lot of insulin. We are always eating in a fed state. Why are you eating if you're just fed? Let me ask you, why are you eating? You just had a meal 2 hours ago. Why do you have to eat again? Are you hungry? You're not hungry? Oh no, but I have to eat. Why? Because 2 things. 1, you're a junkie, you're an addict. You're an addict. Just like cocaine, just like heroin, you're an addict because that sugar goes to the same part of the brain as dopamine. So it gives you that reward center. So now you have to have your next high. This is very real, guys. That's why intermittent fasting breaks that habit. How do you make a junkie come off his cocaine? You stick him in a room and don't give him any heroin. That's it. Or cocaine. So you've got to do the same thing. You've got to play around with your physiology. You've got to play around with it so you don't become an addict. Otherwise, it's, I've got to eat now. You're not hungry, but you still have to eat. You're a junkie. So that's the biggest problem why we eat so frequently. Number 2 is we've been socially indoctrinated to eat. It's time to eat. So I don't have an urge or anything. And if I don't eat, I'm not going to get cravings that I've got to go eat. I've got to eat. No, but it's 1 o'clock, so I've got to go eat. Now I'm saying, why do you have to? Who said you've got to eat 3 meals a day and 2 snacks? The food industry said that. You didn't say, your doctor didn't say. So I want you all to now have conscious feeding. Conscious feeding. That means you eat when you're hungry. If you're not hungry, don't eat. You're not going to die. Because you see what it also does, it detoxes you. Fasting detoxifies you because you've got all these heavy metals in you and toxins. Fasting is the only thing that gets rid of toxins. Number 2, it gives your gut a break so that the bacteria in your gut can reset. Because if you're constantly eating those poor bacteria, and remember, more than 50% of the nutrients that are floating inside your bloodstream are not what you ate. It's what your bacteria have made, metabolized, and released into your bloodstream. So you need the right bacteria in your gut. All of us in this room have messed up your gut bacteria, and those are your friends. You have 10 trillion cells in your body. You have 100 trillion bacterial cells in your body. You are more bacteria than you are human. Think about that for a moment. It's a symbiotic relationship between the bacteria and you. Otherwise, why did God put bacteria in our gut? For what? Oh yeah, I'm just going to give humans some bacteria. Boom. Just think about it. Why would you have bacteria in your gut? And so many. So you think that a lot of these drugs work because, oh yeah, a doc gave me this drug and it goes into my system and I absorb it and it's doing, no. At least 20% of the drugs are actually metabolized by your bacteria in your gut, and their metabolites get released into your bloodstream. So, therefore, if you wiped out all your bacteria. So if we did the study in mice, we do it all the time. Take out all the bacteria, then we give them the drug, no effect. You put the bacteria back again, now you have an effect. What I'm trying to tell you all is that what you eat has huge repercussions on your hormones, your bacteria. Every time you eat, you've got to consciously think twice before you put anything down your stomach. What you're going to eat. You should be eating fermented foods. You should be eating bacterial products, like you should be eating lots of yogurt and dungy and all, sauerkraut if you live here, which is cauliflower and cabbage that has been fermented, and kefir and balsamic vinegar. These are extremely healthy for your gut. So eat only whole foods, please. Don't eat any processed foods. Eat high fiber intake from a variety of plants. A lot of fiber. Fiber, 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 fiber. Because fiber, for who? It's not for you. You can't digest fiber. Fiber goes to your bacteria. Just told you how important bacteria are. Why are you starving them? So your poor bacteria, they're waiting for their food. They only live on one thing that they love, which is fiber, which is a polysaccharide. But instead, you're giving them sugar. Now, there are bacteria that live on sugar, but those are the bad boys. They produce metabolites that are no good. So you just invited the worst teams to come and play in your backyard, the bad guys. Why are you inviting the bad guys into your gut? So keep for a sauerkraut, kimchi, yogurt to improve the biodiversity of your microbiome, and non-processed foods. Must be whole foods, must be whole, must be whole. And measure your blood pressures. Get your weight down to BMI of 23. And you must do intermittent fasting so you can restore insulin sensitivity, which I talked to you about, and to improve your microbiota and to improve your leaky gut. What is that all about? Now, I'm going to tell you about inflammation a little bit more. So if you have a leaky gut, the food creates an antibody response. Therefore, you get joint pains, mental fog. Who don't you know that has mental fog? Who don't you know that's got early dementia already? Where do you think that's coming from? It comes from inflammation from the leaky gut. So if you fix the gut, all of a sudden that person's brain starts working better because all that inflammatory stuff crosses the blood-brain barrier, causes what is known as mental fog. And this happens normally to old people. I do this to a lot of young people. They come and say, "Oh my God, doc, every morning I wake up, I've got this fog. My brain is a fog." And then I make them change their diet. And the first thing they come back and say, "I feel so much alive. I can think better. My memory is better." So you've got to fast. You go to time-restricted feeding, OMAD. OMAD means eating one meal a day. Our ancestors weren't equipped to hunt frequently. They didn't make a kill every 2 hours. Night eating was avoided due to the risk of attracting predators, suggesting a natural pattern of eating once a day. Consider our modern food addictions to wheat, sugar, caffeine, dairy, and snacks. These aren't just habits, they're dependencies that many aren't aware of. Patients often report feeling hangry by afternoon. One recounted feeling better after eating, attributing it to low sugar. But his sugar level was a normal 90, indicating the issue wasn't low sugar, but a dependency on certain foods. This pattern isn't about low blood sugar. It's about addiction to specific foods. Understanding this can be a crucial step toward healthier eating patterns. It's important to recognize these dependencies as real and address them proactively. Moving away from frequent eating and night snacking can align us more closely with natural eating patterns beneficial for our overall health and well-being. Take good care.